Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back here tonight with another requested reading, and this request is going to be an energy reading between Rose from Blackpink and Evan Mock. So that's what I'm here to bring you tonight. So we will pull some from the tarot deck, and then I also pulled some cards from my Romance Angels deck. So we will pull some of those after. So I have these all shuffled out. Let me get everything laid out here. Remember, as always, if you have any other requests that you'd like to see from me, please feel free to comment below. I will get it on the list and get it out to you as soon as I can. It will probably be a couple weeks, give or take. I am working on quite a few requests right now, and I seem to continue to be running into storage space issues, so I am working on a solution for that right now. So please be patient with me. If you did not get your requested video yet, just please know that it is coming at some point, okay? And I thank you so much for your patience. Also, if you're interested in your own private reading from me, I do offer those right now just for $5 to my Venmo or PayPal. Tarot readings, general love, career, any other questions you may have, messages from your angels, messages from deceased loved ones, messages from your divine masters, past life readings, 25 yes/no questions with a pendulum, or any other questions or concerns you might be having right now. And if you just need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of reassurance, I am here to help you with that. I've read over a dozen of my subscribers. I've gotten some pretty amazing feedback. This is just a way to help me continue to practice, get my name out there, and continuing to help people heal, because that is my goal in this world. That is one of my life purposes, so this is just a way to help me. If you are interested, if not, that's perfectly fine. Just please like, comment, and subscribe on the videos, and that is enough support. And I thank you all again with infinite gratitude. So thank you so much for being here. So let's get right into this. So Rose and Evan Mock. So there has been some rumors that, they were possibly dating or something. Of course, nothing has been confirmed. I did look into it a little bit, but there's definitely been some people talking about it. So yes, we are here to look into it, and let's see what we can come up with here between these two. So as always, let's start off by pulling a card for each of them energetically, and then we'll dive into the reading as a whole. So let's start off with Rose. Let's see where Miss Rose is. And yes, I promise to the requestee, the Rose 2026 career video will be coming soon, okay? I will be filming that soon, so just please be patient. That is coming. I know a lot of people love the Blackpink readings, and the individual members of Blackpink, like Rose, Jennie, etc. So anyway, continuing on. So for Rose, we have the 10 of Cups coming up for her right now energetically. So she's in the 10 of Cups energy. So this is about harmony. This is about being content with things, celebrations, coexisting peacefully with others, emotional stability, and security. So that's what she's coming up as. Let's see what Evan, excuse me, I apologize. Let's see what comes up for Evan. Okay, so Evan is coming up as the Magician. So this is about the manifestation energy. This is about the creative energy. Communication as well is a big one for the Magician. So yes, and that resourcefulness, having that strong willpower. That's what he's coming up as right now. Okay, so let's dive into this as a whole on their friendship, relationship, whatever we got going on here. King of Swords. So I feel with this King of Swords energy, this is definitely, how do I put this into words? Like, Rose likes this about him. She likes that he is an astute person. The standards, he's truthful. She can talk to him about things. He's honest and truthful here with this King of Swords energy. So yeah, an astute man, authority, high power, high standards, mental clarity, having like the same morals as her too, which I feel, has kind of brought on their friendship. I mean, let's call it a friendship. That's what I'm going to call it. And he's just someone who's honest, and she likes that. She likes that about him, that he is honest and he is truthful. She likes those kind of people who don't dilly-dally. They don't kind of mess around with emotions or anything. They just kind of tell you how it is. And she definitely likes those kind of people, I feel. Okay, so the Death card. So this is about a change or an ending of a cycle. Could also be a birth of new opportunities for one or both of them. Maybe even the death of their friendship. I mean, I don't know. Are they still friends? Let me know if y'all know. I didn't get that far into the research. I just had to look him up. Obviously, I know who Rose is. I've read her multiple times on here, but I had to look him up. I don't know if they're still friends as of now, but yeah, that's what this death card represents. It's either some sort of change, like within their friendship, relationship dynamic, an ending of it possibly, or some birth of a new opportunity for them. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is that anxiety energy, that burnout. You know, and I have pulled this, well, not the same card, but the same kind of energy for Rose before. It's usually that, like, exhaustion energy. And I feel like a lot of that comes up too, just given, you know, her career. You know, it's very exhausting. I mean, those guys have to put a lot of work in. You know, they put a lot of hours, a lot of time. I mean, that could be part of it. It could also be, too, that maybe their relationship is just, you know, it's kind of burning out a little bit. Maybe in the beginning it was really, you know, great and everything was hunky-dory. But now in the end, it's just kind of like it's not what it was, you know. It's instead of like filling them up and bringing on that excitement, it's just kind of draining them. You know, and causing anxiety and burnout and that kind of thing. That could be what's going on with this, possibly. Maybe their whole friendship relationship is just kind of dying off at this time. Okay, next we have the Ace of Cups. So this is about, you know, joy. Feeling joy, new lover feelings, you know, being fulfilled. And then that creative energy, too. I mean, they have worked together. You know, they wrote that one song together. I forgot what it is. I just saw it. And I mean, that definitely opened some doors, you know, for these two. So, yeah. Okay, the Star. I feel like with this card between these two, you know, there's hope for the future, you know. They have a lot of hope for the future, a lot of inspiration. They're content. Or they were content. I mean, I'm not really sure what's going on with, you know, that Four of Swords in reverse and that Death card. But, you know, the Star card here upright, I mean, to me, that's a pretty positive card. You know, and as you can see, you know, it's that hope, it's that inspiration, it's that contentment type feeling. So, yeah. Like, that's good. It's a good card to see in friendships, I feel. The Tower. But yeah, it's like, I feel like there's something that, like, the friendship's really good, you know, they've bonded, they enjoy each other's company, they trust each other, they confide in each other, but at the same time, like, there's this other energy here that's coming up. No, we have the Tower. This is like a big sudden change. That's why I'm wondering, like, if they have fallen off already or if they're gonna fall off, especially with that Death card. It's kind of stumping me a little bit. There's something with it. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of, like, misunderstanding. This could have already happened. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the comments below. And then with that 4, you know, that's like an exhaustion, like losing faith. You know, maybe it's just, it was so great in the beginning and now things are just kind of dying off. You know, they're just kind of going on their separate ways, you know, that kind of thing. But there's definitely something. So we're getting like 2 different energies. We're getting that good, positive, you know, hopeful energy, but then we're kind of getting that, you know, catastrophe, anxiety, burnout, change energy as well. So kind of getting the best of both worlds here with these 2. Okay, next we have the Ace of Wands. So again, that creative energy, new opportunities. I mean, that's definitely what, you know, had brought them together in the beginning. You know, it was that creative, it's like creative opportunities, creative endeavors, that kind of thing. Because I know they work together with the music. You know, sharing the same passions, same values, that kind of thing. We'll do a couple more of the tarot, and then we'll pull some of the oracle and see what comes up with that. Let's do 3 more tarot. So let's do this one. I'll do one from each row. I'll do this one. Put those right there so you can see them. And then let's do this one. Oops, no, this one. Okay. So here's the last 3 tarot. So we have the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 6 of Wands. Yeah, so the Page of Pentacles, like this is definitely what I feel, oh, what's that word? I'm trying to think of a word. It's not coming to me. Ignited. This kind of ignited their relationship, friendship. You know, again, they had the same goals, the same passions, the same ambitions. You know, that loyalty, again, that financial opportunity. And that, you know, could have been it too. You know, this was a way for them to make money, obviously. You know, developing skills, you know, trusting each other, that kind of thing. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So this is definitely Miss Rose, you know, that very confident, radiant energy, very attractive. She's very passionate. Again, very determined. She's very social. People love talking to her. She loves talking to people, that kind of thing. And then we have the 6 of Wands. This is about success, achievement, being recognized, being rewarded, being praised, that kind of thing. And they both love that very, very much. Very, very much. So, yeah, overall, it does seem pretty positive. Again, we have a little bit of not so good energy with the Tower and the Death card. Not the worst in the world, but there's definitely something there with that. So I don't know if I don't know if the relationship, friendship is just going to come to a halt and just suddenly just tumble. And you'll never hear of these 2 being in contact again. But there's definitely something there with these 3 cards. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at that for the tarot. So let me get these out of the way, and then let's pull a couple of the oracle cards before we close here. So let's just shuffle these and see what comes out. Try to shuffle anyway. Okay, we got a couple there. Let's do a few more. I'm just going to set these up here for now. Okay, let's do a few more. It's nice when they just fly out sometimes, you know? Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so I mixed 2 decks up together, so let me get these. Okay, so we'll start with these. So yes, you know, there's definitely that flirting energy there for sure. They've definitely flirted. You know, they've definitely had that playful energy together. Okay. So that's coming up. And then chemistry. You know, they definitely have that. Absolutely. You can even see it in that one music video between the two. You know, it definitely got fans talking. And there's definitely that. And then with the attraction as well. There's definitely attraction between the two. Like I said, doesn't mean they'll ever date and get married and have kids and live happily ever after. Probably not. But there's definitely an attraction there. Okay. Hands down. Retreat. These two have apparently, from what I did read, they took a vacation together. Did you guys hear about that? Because when I was looking him up, that came up. Apparently they went on vacation together. And this right there is like confirming it. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Something could have happened. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to say what. Even if it was just a friendly smooch, you know, there's definitely something. There's definitely something. I can feel it. I can feel that, like, playful, flirty type energy, you know. Absolutely. You know, and then getting to know each other, spending time together, that kind of thing, in which they did. And then, you know, we have the holiday. They did take a vacation together. If I read it correctly, they did. Okay. So, yes, there's that. Also, friendly support. You know, they've supported each other. You know, that kind of thing. And then the bonding. And then workplace romance. Workplace bond. However you want to read that. You know, I feel like they did meet through work. Yeah, there might have been a couple smooches here or there. Maybe some more. I'm not really sure, but I will leave it at that for now. But I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any other requests, please feel free to comment below. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great night. Bye, guys.